Highway 53.
Today on our drive back from Muzquiz to Monterrey, Mexico, we had some interesting discussions on our travel experiences.
Hour and a half left. Road ain't too bad. Road been pretty good the whole way, huh? So as a black woman driving solo through Mexico, what's your experience like? What do you think?
I definitely would advise people not to be scared.
Right.
Because I know they have the propaganda of cartel, you can get kidnapped, roughed up, and it's not that bad. You just, keep your head straight.
Right.
And, just think positive energy, play your music, and you're fine. Just kind of know the road laws, like roads like this.
Yep.
They can easily turn to a 3-way road, 4-way road quickly. Gotcha. And you gotta know, like, traditionally you would drive like this on this type of road. Gotcha. So somebody behind me, they're able to come across me and pass me up, and vice versa on the other side. So just
basically, you always need to be aware of your rear view and your driver's side mirrors.
Exactly. Okay. So that's pretty good. And I would just say it's easy. I feel safer driving in Mexico as a single black woman than I do in the States.
Jesus.
Yeah. So
that's saying a lot.
Yeah. So my drive from Monterrey to the border of Laredo is a 3-hour drive. I do it effortlessly. I use Google Maps to get me there. But as soon as I get on Texas soil, I'm putting on Waze. I need to know where every officer is at. I need to know. I need the alerts, and I'm also contributing to my people. Like, yep, he's still there.
Right.
But in Mexico, you don't see officers dipped out in the cut waiting for you.
Right.
You do not see that.
Didn't get any extortion. Extortion. Have you been extorted?
Yes, I have, but that was me driving through a town. But it wasn't like
And how did that work out? What was the deal there?
This is a rule of thumb. You don't speak Spanish.
Right.
A lot of us like the showboat that we know Spanish and we can. No. You don't know nothing. You don't even say. I don't even say hola. I don't even say no hablas español.
Okay.
No, I don't say. Everything is in English.
Gotcha.
And what I've known every time I have gotten pulled over, one time extorted, but a lot of times just get pulled over. They get tired of like
dealing with you.
Yeah, because they typically don't know English.
I would say that will work in certain parts of Mexico, but if you're in Tijuana, they go sit right there and try to tow your car. They go call it a tow truck.
Oh,
and that's a whole nother level of the scam or the game. They'll pull in the tow truck, they'll tow your truck, and so I don't know.
Yeah, they will have to physically bring the tow truck out for me to make some shake. Because if I don't understand that you're called a tow truck company, I'm just gonna be looking at you like that's what I do. And I can understand what they're saying, but I just sit there like, you're gonna write the ticket or you're not.
Gotcha.
And typically, they're more curious, like, oh, you black, you driving, and some they'll try to flirt with you, and any other person, I'm like, whatever, with an officer, I'm like, I'm coy.
Right.
When they drive off, and then I'm just done with it. But I've gotten pulled over quite a few times in 4 years. Sometimes just for like, I think they see me, they like, oh, let's see what she's about.
Right.
And sometimes maybe my light wasn't working or something like that. But I've never got a ticket. Each time I've always said I do not speak. I've even been pulled up one time at 3:00 in the morning, and I still was not scared for my life. My phone was dead and everything.
I'm gonna tell y'all, she gotta be hardcore with it, because when she came to the town, she told us a story about her getting stuck in a river. When we heard that, we was like, yo, what's going on? She still made it to the cookout.
Got stuck twice just for the same couple to ironically help me. They was knee deep in the water, like pushing me out. They didn't speak no English. I didn't speak no Spanish. And they got their chain rope, pulled me out. So it's just like good people. Like it's good. And I didn't have much on me, but I gave them a good more than what I had on me as cash.
I got the vibe that it's just that whole place.
That's a magical place right there.
The people.
That's a magical.
And I've probably said this already a couple times, but the people there were just really, really cool.
It's like you're really at your family. You're not isolated. And I do think there's a privilege that we have coming there as outsiders, but still be gracious, still be nice, generous. Of course they're gonna want to take pictures, talk to you,
touch your hair.
Just keep in mind you are a guest, so if you're not into that, then that's probably not the space you should be taking.
Okay, how you gonna
obviously, okay, you might not be into that, but how are you gonna like tell someone like, hey, I'm not comfortable with you doing that? What would be your
Well,
technique?
you can say, oh, lo siento, soy nerviosa. Or you can say like, oh, like I'm timid to take pictures, and maybe they'll understand. But
Right.
sometimes people can get aggressive, like, no, I don't take pictures, and it's like, whoa, like so. I think it's a delivery. Like if that's your boundary, you don't want to take pictures. I think it's just a decorum of saying it.
Yeah, a way of being
Yeah,
polite.
a way of being polite. You know, just but be ready because they are going to, and they're very nice about it.
Right, it's not
I'm talking
aggressive. Yeah.
about pictures. I'm talking about.
Oh, touching your hair. See, sometimes you can like usually I can catch it before because they're like, and I gently grab their hand
Right.
and massage their fingers. Sometimes I can, if I don't catch them, I'll touch their hair back and have this curiosity, like, and they look like, and I'll be looking like exactly, like it's just hair. Get your hands out my head. I also have a shirt that says, "Please do not touch my hair," and I wear it when I go to certain places.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do. It's of a white figure hand and a black figure with an afro that says "No Go."
You gonna have to send me a picture of that shirt.
I'm gonna have to send you a picture of that. Now, and I purposely did not pack it for this trip because I said this is not the time.
Yeah.
Let's not, so I know when I need to pull it out for the folks in the bag. But yeah, I would definitely say that. And sometimes you have to just charge. Sometimes I charge some things to the game.
Right.
Sometimes I don't get a chance to grab their hand. I don't get a chance to touch their hair.
Yeah, they got me this
They
time.
just got me, and I just charge to the game.
So
But I
when
have
they-
never
when
been
they-
disrespectfully touched.
So like when they start like touching your hair, do you feel like it's like they petting you?
No, I don't feel like they've petting me. But I have seen them. I have a good friend. She has a son. He has beautiful locks. He's also chocolate, and he has locks. And I've seen people like pet him. So I don't know if it's because he's a child. They feel like they have this authority. Yo, I don't get a pet.
Right.
It's more like I like your hair. And
Yeah, what she say about your locks? What are the girls was trying to?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's either a time for you to be negative or not be negative, be a shocking moment or an educational moment.
But what was she trying to do with your locks?
Well, she wanted to keep one of them.
What?
Yeah.
What?
She was
What
like,
happens is this in Latin America, right? Not saying everywhere, not saying here, but I've seen it in Colombia where men put fake hair on.
oh yeah.
And it's a thing in the States as
Yeah.
well. So there's a lot of misconception about black people and their hair and the whole idea of everything. So, I tell them like, look, this is my real hair. You can see it. And I also tell them, look, this is not something you can do normally. You should ask somebody before they touch them. And I told one of the kids that last night. That if you want to touch somebody's hair, you ask them first before anything.
I do know what the locks think. I know somebody that got fake locks. Man, you couldn't tell him nothing when he got the joints in. The next day, he was like, "Yo, I'm getting it in now."
Yeah.
He was acting a fool when he got them joints in.
I'm definitely known for also asking them, is their hair real? They ask me, oh, is that your hair?
Right.
See, Claudia. And that's not for me to be rude. I just project, I reflect like what that sounds like.
Right.
Yeah. And I tell my students when because I'm a teacher, my students, like when they first meet me, they've never seen they've never had a black teacher, probably will never have a black teacher again, maybe. They will say, oh, is your hair real? Is your hair real? And I say, well, when your principal walks in here, do you ask your principal, who's a local Mexican, is her hair real? No. The teacher who teach next door from Canada, do you ask her, is her hair real? Don't ask me, is my hair real? Like that's you don't do that. Or just be open to the responses
that you gonna get.
that I can give you or somebody else can give you. And I always let them know I'm coming with love, but just what Miss Hudson do in the classroom and how I interact with you guys don't mean that everybody else is gonna be gracious to you.
Right.
When you go to Disneyland or when you go to LA,
Right.
like don't think, oh well my teacher Miss Hudson let me touch and play with her hair, so I can just grab it.
They'll get educated real quickly if they do it in the States, but it's not a strike against them. It's just being informed of the local culture.
Exactly.
This is all part of travel and us traveling that we have to deal with.
Yeah.
As African people going all over the world, and that's why it's so important. You know what I mean? Because I hear people say, "I won't go here because I hear they don't like us there." And for example, China, there was that one year we was hearing nothing but bad media coming from China, and we would see a lot of videos, and rightfully so, those people were being mistreated.
Yeah.
But I think the consensus were for a lot of people once they saw those videos is like, I'm not going there. That society has an issue, and I don't think we as people should think like that. I should think, well, me personally, I look at it like this. You got bad apples. You got people who have their own ideas, but there are good people everywhere. I like to think there's more good people in this world than there are, and then there's some people that just don't know. You know what I mean? It's not that it's just they don't have that information. And maybe if you do have the opportunity to educate, you should use it as instead of just shutting down and not even saying anything about it. You know what I mean? Just for future travelers, like, oh, you don't know, well, because okay, you know, I used to be around black people, obviously, because we don't be traveling here like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's why we doing this, to expose, a little bit of the culture, and we do it. I do it personally to get informed of a lot of stuff, but we also got to inform the world about how we see things.
Yes.
It doesn't mean they're gonna respect it all the time. Most people probably will, but it's just part of the travel. Everybody's learning. People when I see foreigners in America and they doing something wrong, I don't just jump on them knowing they foreign.
Yeah.
I'll be like, hey man, like if they having an issue with other people, especially if it's places I've been.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it, right? You kind of look out for a Mexican or a Brazilian or even a French or a Ghanaian, Togolese. I'll look out for them if I know there's something they don't really understand.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
and
sure. And just give them grace. One time I was in a public hospital with a friend, and when he was called to the back, this lady, it was during COVID, this lady right next to me, she got up and she just started rambling in Spanish, and she was standing right in front of me while I was sitting down, and she got to like with her bare hands, rubbing my face, rubbing my hair.
During COVID.
Rubbing my hand, rubbing my clothes, and then she rubbed it on her. Almost like she was doing like a ritual prayer.
Right.
But I said, now mind just the same person that's like, is that your hair? Or grab their hands, or I was stuck. And another lady that wasn't with her across it, that was sitting in front of me, and she's just like, almost like obsessed, like, and I was just like, oh my God, like, she put a curse on me, like, what happened?
She was trying to take some of your beauty and put it on her.
And the lady across from her said, don't worry, she's admiring your beauty, like she's giving you like good luck, or like she has to do that.
Right.
And I was talking to some friends and their grandparents and their elders, they were saying like in that culture and like deep within some Mexican culture, indigenous cultures, they believe like if you look at someone and you're admiring them and you don't acknowledge them or you don't touch them, it can cause bad luck either on her as the woman who's eyeing them, or it can cause bad luck on me. So they have to like. I
gotta lie, you do have like a really nice skin, so that's probably what it is. Like, see what's up with that skin.
I had PTSD. Like I was so scared to, like I was scared to like have I really had the reflex in me to like spaz, but I was like I don't think I'm ready for those consequences. Like I don't know who this lady is.
I seen one video of a guy, right? So the guy he's recording people recording him, and he comes up and he's telling, take that off, record, erase that. Erase that right now. But I'm like, how you recording them, recording you? And I'm like, yo.
I got it right, Sid, but you posted it.
Exactly. I'm like, I got it that you're trying to show how I'm gonna act. It's like, no, bro. There's a way. Even then,
it's a way.
Even then, you have every right. I'm not mad at you being like defensive because they take your picture, but they just don't understand. You know what I mean? It's not that they just don't understand. So you say, listen, hey man, I don't appreciate you taking my picture.
Yeah.
It's already sit. You have to ask for permission.
Exactly.
But the way he was coming out, like, I'm gonna beat this.
Ignorant question, to make ignorant statements, and they just don't know. Like they just don't know. So it's just up to us to. You can educate. You can ignore. You can. I mean, everybody have a choice, but when you doing a long term, like you vacationing, you're in a resort zone, hotel zone. You might not get a lot of that.
Let me ask you a question. During your travels, have there ever come a point where you're like, damn, I wish more of your people knew about this place?
Oh yes, I tell my family all the time, like y'all need to get your passport. We need to go. Like we need to get permanent residencies, other places, travel more, get out more. But specifically in my family, like they was just, it's like some of us are courageous, but some of us have this like fear within us, and that's just no different than the black community. Like some people haven't left their block, let alone going outside the state, let alone.
Some people are still afraid to fly. They adults, grown adults, afraid to fly.
Yep.
So,
yep. And then also afraid to be on long road trips. So, what you was going to look casino down the street? Like, I mean, but you know, everybody also have their priorities too.
Yeah.
So if that's a priority for you to get out and explore new things, to travel. It can really, even with like vacation is fine. But even if you just have one day on your, if you go into like Cancun for 4 days, if you dedicate one day of really getting outside of the resort, catching a colectivo, eating like street tacos in a local neighborhood, or even going to the movies in Mexico, you can still watch a movie in English, but even the subtitles, ordering your popcorn gonna be different. Like really just seeing what it's like to, can I do this? Like, could I want a mom and pop, you know, restaurant like that. That's so cool. I really encourage people to do that who like to vacation, to really get out and explore, like further off into outside of the touristic areas.
For sure. At least, you know, especially if you've been to a place multiple times.
Yeah.
I mean, you feel good. You know where the good spots are. Go ahead and treat yourself and get out a little bit further.
Yeah.
Or have a local you know from the good zones, you know, take you to an area that you haven't been before.
No, for sure. Definitely. Like, yeah, especially like the workers could give you some good spots. Like yesterday, I met 2 little girls. They barely spoke English, but they told me.
They wanted to tell you everything.
They was telling me, they gave me a rundown. They've been here for
right there.
I saw that one on the way in.
Yeah, they told me the breakfast spot to go to. I went there this morning. A1 customer service. Chilaquiles is on point. Right. And they told me to go to the plaza. Went to the plaza, got some good pictures. I met another local lady, just being nice. Yeah. So, and those like fourth grade and the third grade gave me those recommendations. But who knows better than kids?
Yeah, that sounds right.
When I go to the hostels, like I rarely see people that look like me in a hostel.
Right.
But like those Europeans, they be up in the deep.
Do you think if financially the Europeans at that age are more financially stable than people in the urban communities in America?
I don't know if it's financially stable or just they prioritize priorities. Because my friends, I want to get my lashes done, I want to get my nails done, my hair done, we're going to the club, we're going to get a section. That's a round trip ticket. That's $40 for your visa for $180 days. Like, so it's just how you spend your money.
How much money do you think a European on a gap year has?
I'm not sure, but I do know a lot of them travel on a budget. Like, they're not eating out, like, especially if they're there for a while at a hostel, because I stay in hostels. They will go to the local market, get some tomatoes, get some noodles, and get some cheap ground beef, and they make spaghetti they're going to eat for 3 days. I can't say that.
It's not a bad idea.
They travel in a group, which makes it better.
Yeah. And they do travel in groups, and they have big backpacks, so they going for longevity, so they can't just blow their money straight.
Right.
A lot of them, they'll do like one excursion, and then everything else is like walking around, networking.
What do you think it would take for a young group of people to do that, like in the urban community?
For like how long? A year or like a month or?
Well, maybe a good 2 months. Normally, a lot of travelers take 2-3 months off.
Okay, I would say to be kind of comfortable, and I'm not the best with money. I would say 3,000, which I think
for how long?
2 months.
2 months, 3,000.
I'm not good with money at all.
It all depends. I feel like it all depends on
how you travel.
Your residence, like where you're staying, Airbnb, hostel, whatever, hotel. That is the main money factor.
Yeah.
After that is handled, then you could equate everything. So a lot of times that's what I'll do. I'll look at a place and I'll see how much is it going to cost me to stay there for a week, month, whatever. And then from that, if I need to, I can cook in my spot, or I can go out to eat, or vice, a mix of the two. But those are the 2 main costs: habitation and food. Those are the ones you need, the mandatory costs. And then obviously travel, getting there.
Yeah, transportation
Yeah.
is really can be really
Good
expensive.
planning. Good
Plan. Yeah. I think it just really depends because I mean, if you're gonna be, some people like they're not staying in Airbnb, like they don't feel comfortable staying in somebody else's home.
Yeah.
So then you're only limited to hotel. Cause I know for sure you ain't staying in no hostel with 5-10 other people.
Right.
So that's a whole different budget.
Yeah.
Then I can really couch surf. So that's
what
$4.99.
I have to tell you.
That's $4.99, and I will hitchhike.
What's Couchsurfing?
There's an app called Couchsurf where literally there's people. It's like, oh, I'm going to Colombia, and you'll see a lot of people that's in Colombia, locals that's in Colombia, that's for free. You can come in, sleep on their couch. They might have an extra bedroom, but they're expecting for like you can do language exchange, or just like they just want to have people to come in for a few days, kick it. They might cook you a cute little meal and hang out, or they might be off for a week and they just like, I'm not gonna travel anywhere, but I host people, and then you build that connection. So when they probably in your country, they be like, hey, I'm in the States, I'm in Texas, slide through. Can I come? You're like, oh yeah, you was good for me when I went to Cuba. Come sleep on my couch. Right. So it's also networking. Of course, a lot of people, that's not for everybody. But they do have reviews.
Have you heard any stories?
I haven't heard
I've heard stories.
Okay, you have? I also have never heard that.
A woman Couchsurfing in Asia.
Okay.
She's sharing the same bed as the host.
Same bed.
Dang, that's
a
that
red
host.
flag.
That host was putting it in. He was
he
put it in the contract.
Yeah, he let you know what's up. Okay,
I got a bed.
Yeah.
I got a bed, but
one bed.
Share it with me.
Yeah, you gotta be up in here with me, and you can stay all you want.
Come on, girl, in the bed, same like cup. Oh, okay. So
and if you cook it clean, you don't be in your shoe.
Right?
Even better.
That's a red flag. That's right there. That's a red flag. I ain't know they get down like that.
It's not that it is a red flag, but I think it's just the type of living arrangements that the person might have had. Right?
Yeah.
Like, this is how big the place is, and so. But if it's all women, I guess you might be like, oh, right.
I have to come to realization like I have to open myself outside to like my race. I have to, because then like even living in Monterrey, like it's some black people here, but I'm just really limiting myself. Like, so no, I'm open to all races.
Thanks for watching. And if you like this video, check out some of my other videos and stay tuned because I got more new stuff coming soon.